And welcome back to the Angry Teacher channel. I'm Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher, and today I'm going to be talking about the TPT Townhall webinar that happened in January. I was 2 days late for. I don't even know how that happened, but I watched the replay and I got a couple of things from it, a lot of things from it. So let's get into it. Before I get any further, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for the next dope Angry Teacher video because it's coming out. Now, I am not I don't have a huge following or subscription base like some of the other TPTers who can break up their channel. So sometimes I'll throw videos of my kids in class when I'm teaching in class. Sometimes I'll throw some, quirky videos about how to teach a certain thing in language arts or just random things, and the rest will be TPT. So, click around and just watch all of them for me. It helps me out, okay? This was the first one for 2024. Obviously, it was in January. It was with Amy, Paul, and Will. Normally, Karen was there, but Karen's having a baby. Congrats, Karen. So she's out there continuing to build her family, so she wasn't able to make this one. However, it was still okay. It was still a good town hall meeting. The milestone program. Let's get started. The milestone program and I don't think I used I made the first milestone, by the way, and like months ago, like September actually, and I don't remember what I got, but I don't think I used it anyway. So the first milestone for TPT was 20,000, then it was 75, then it was 100,000, then 500,000, I believe, in sales. And I don't know what happened, but I mean, it was a little bit of a stretch and hard to get to that point. So they changed it recently, and now it's become a lot more. Let me get my notes. It's become a lot, not dicier, but there's a lot going on. So now it's from 1,000, so that's easier to attain for newer businesses, newer stores, to 5,000. Then from 5,000 to 10 to 25, 50, 100K, 250K, 500K, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, and then every 5 million after. Thanks. Okay, so it's something to aspire to, and that's good to hear. It's from your earnings, not your sales. I apologize. With that said, it's easier for us to have hope that we can get to 1,000, to get to 5,000, and so on and so forth. Here's the good thing. They said that they're going to retroact the prizes and awards that we would get per milestone. So if you have already passed the 1, 5, and so on and so forth, and you've made some accomplishments, then they will give it to you in from the past that you should have gotten. So that's another thing that leads me into, you need to update your accounts, your addresses. Like for myself, I just recently moved, so I needed to update some stuff, and so they can send you stuff. Now, what are they sending? I don't know. They didn't say. I'm assuming. I would love a t-shirt, so I'm not going to complain about that. Give me a t-shirt. I'll wear anything. Give me a couple of t-shirts for that matter. But so that's where that is, the milestone program. All right, so the new milestone program will be launched in late spring. So I'm assuming in the next couple of months we'll start seeing stuff and hearing more about it. We'll be recognized, blah, 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 mail and gift quarterly. Oh, we'll be getting our gifts quarterly. Gifts will be retroactive. I said that. Amy reminded us to celebrate our wins, and that's important. We are so programmed and tasked to celebrate when kids do something, to celebrate when the government does something, celebrate other people, celebrate other things in our lives. We forget ourselves. And so she told us, small wins, hey, celebrate them. You sold a product that doesn't normally sell, or you sold a product, celebrate those. Now, don't overdo it. You sold a $2 product and then you go and lavishly purchase this shirt that you wanted or whatever. That's more than $2. Don't overdo it, but celebrate the wins. Don't beat yourself up. Yes, it's only $2. It could have been more. Don't have those conversations in your head. Just go ahead and celebrate what you've accomplished. And it kind of connected here because I grind a lot. I think I have personalized the word side hustle. So the hustle part, I'm working, trying to push out a lot of product and do, and especially when it's by yourself, it's kind of hard. You know, you're forsaking other parts of your life and other things to do just so you can get stuff out and get stuff looking good and you know, whatever. But celebrate when you do accomplish things. You're worth it, and your store deserves it. The happier you are is the happier the store looks. You get what I'm saying, right? Scam stores. Now, I didn't know that was a thing. I've heard a couple of like I think Lorianne from It's All Primary and Lauren Fulton, Sherry from Rolling Oaks has said things about scam stores before, and you know, I just listened to it and kind of moved on, never thinking it's such a big deal, but evidently it's a big deal. Didn't know it was a big deal. I haven't seen anything. What do I know anyway? When I'm shopping, I know exactly who I'm going to. Even though I'm browsing, everything looks okay to me, but evidently it's a huge deal. So here's some stuff that they were saying that they were going to fix for TPT. Or here's how they talked about scam stores. There was a higher number of fake stores posting inappropriate content. Some copying authentic store products. Now, why would you give your time for that? Those of us who create products and resources, that's time consuming. Who has time to fake something? Or to, why would I go through the trouble of putting up inappropriate content? What kind of content? I don't know if it's race related, if it's sexuality related. I don't know but who has time? Could I please borrow some of your time? In any case, those were the type of scam stores that have been going around, and here are the steps that TPT is taking to combat these stores. They're going to start charging a $29 one-time basic fee, seller account fee. So for the rest of us who started prior to this, it's not going to matter to us at all. They're not going to charge us anything more. We still have the free that we started with, those of us who did do the free. And then the pro count would be the same, $59. They'll be monitoring it closely for, you know, inappropriate content and all that stuff. And I thought they were doing that before because they've already warned us about certain things. I had two products that the authors of the actual work that I was making content for, they use an inappropriate word, and so I just thought that since it's literature, it wouldn't matter because it's already in the original work from Nell Larson and I think Toni Morrison or something, and they dinged me on it. So I had to either remove the word or do something with the product, and I did something with the product. I fixed it, but I thought they were already doing that. But now I guess they're going to pay a little bit more attention to it and more safeguards. So they haven't said what the more safeguards will be and when they're going to start it, but we'll see. All right. So that was Amy initially, and then she passed the baton on to Paul. And Paul, a little bit long-winded, but he gave a whole lot of things. Let's get into Paul's. TPT went over and analyzed the survey that they sent out around 3 months ago. Do I remember making the survey or taking the survey? Not necessarily, but hey, these are they like the results, and they are using it to navigate what's going to happen at TPT. And it makes sense because that's what surveys do. I'm glad to know he brought it up. He didn't have to, so that means they're actually using it. So that's good. They removed AI personalized search, thank God. So now it's more like it was in the beginning where you could type anything and then you get choices and selections and suggestions. So it's not just focused on this one thing and you don't get to see other things that you may have the extra funds for, or some random stores that you may not have considered normally. Now we're back to normal, okay? They paused school access. Before it was, they were trying to get other schools in, but now they're going to pause on the advertising school access to new schools. They updated the TPT logo. You know what, guys? Guess what? A lot of you have been saying out there in TPT land that you like the logo, the new one. I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan. I didn't mind the one that was there for like what, 5 months or less. I didn't mind that one. It actually looked like an app. It made sense. This one, I don't like it. But hey, it works because it's recognizable for TPT, but I'm not a fan. I don't know why. Let me know if you're a fan down below or not. He mentioned TPT is internalized as a business now, meaning that there are no outside investors. So no one coming in, giving their $4 billion or whatever and having a say in how TPTs run or what we do at TPT. Or what they do at TPT. So he is so encouraged by that, because less outside interference means that TPT can do what it needs to do for its sellers and its buyers. There's increased file sizes for our products, so your bundles can be a bit larger, I guess, or your individual resources can be larger. Video links are available for different things, and gift cards are also made available, and they improved that service on TPT. Custom categories were made better. I haven't played around with it yet, but I think Will mentioned some stuff that's happening with the custom categories, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Improved thumbnails resolutions. I haven't noticed, but I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. Gave virtual assistants more abilities. I don't have one, never used one, and I'm sure it helps those people who have. So I don't remember what he said they can do more of, but if it helps you run your business, hey, go for it. The bundles, the price improvement. I haven't seen the difference in that, but evidently it's a thing. I think you can do more than just do 20% or 10% on the bundles. You can, I guess, do more incremental percentage differences. I'm not sure what he meant by that. All right, they're fixing the TPT SEO, making the search engine optimization tool, the search bar, making it a lot more effective and efficient. TPT has better search keywords, climbing in the ranks in search engine results like Google and Bing. So, and now he's excited about Pinterest. I thought it was always a thing, but evidently it wasn't. So now he's excited that now Pinterest, Google, and Bing and other search engines are able to move TPT searches higher. So when somebody searches for something, TPT will pop up a lot quicker, or a lot faster, or a lot closer to the top than how it used to be. He referenced, and I think they showed us, that IXL is now promoting TPT at the bottom of the page. So those teachers, those programs, those districts using IXL will also see that TPT is available. So we can sell, I guess, in theory, we can sell more resources, supplemental resources for people who are using IXL. So they'll see it and then click over to TPT and find, whatever they need. So that's a good thing. Here's a fun fact that he gave. In the US, 85% of teachers use TPT. Like, really, that's a lot. I never thought about that. That is an astronomical amount of teachers using our resources. So we need to get that out in front of teachers. Homeschool parents, higher ed, that was enlightening. Products, they're an untapped market. So guys, we need to start, if we can, make products for those folks that we never really think about. We only think about the 85% of the teachers, which is what we do. But if a homeschool parent, those little charter schools who are starting out, or higher ed, and I'm gonna definitely look into that, we can start making resources, or pay attention to the resources that we make, making sure that they can apply to those different markets. All right, so a concern I had when he brought up TPT is close to its saturation point. We're not there. He said we're about, what does he say, 90% or something close. I'm concerned that after a while we won't matter to people, or people won't need us. And like I've mentioned, I think earlier in this video, in other videos, with the new AI districts lambasting and hurting our businesses by cutting out TPT or restricting the use of TPT in classrooms. And the economy, teachers can't afford certain things, so they don't buy as many things that, you know, would help out. They're just sticking to the curriculum of what they don't have. They just make do. I'm a little bit concerned that now TPT's saturated so at the point of saturation where that might be it. We can't go any higher. There's nothing to do. There's no place to go. So I'm a little bit concerned. Tell me if you are down below. So or calm my nerves. I'm the angry teacher for a reason. I'm nervous about everything. All right. So here's what he's thinking. He's doing more advertising and marketing and getting more teachers to visit TPT. And he did say that more teachers have started looking at TPT, and I can verify that, if you will. I've had a lot more views. Now, I haven't seen it in the sales, but a lot of people, I'm getting a lot more views. So I'm assuming that's, you know, what he's talking about. He wants TPT to have a more seamless experience for teachers, shoppers, and even for the sellers. So they're working on that too. So that was encouraging. There's a short new survey coming out. I think I already did it, actually. It's very simple, very easy, and it's more personalized to you and your store. So when you do that survey, if you're going to do that survey, make sure it's not just about TPT in general. Focus on your store and what your store needs and what you need as a seller. And he said that's what we need to focus on. So, and according to him, and I'm quoting Paul, that they read every survey, and sometimes more than once, and sometimes different people read the same surveys because they want to make sure that we're happy. Okay. My takeaways from Paul's session or part of the session are three things. There will be ups and downs. We need to remember that. It's a business. On my way to work or from work or just driving around on a regular, sometimes, you know, businesses, and you guys hear it in the news all the time. Sometimes businesses go down and, you know, you thought they were going to be the next best thing and they're no longer around. So it's just a part of what we do. So we need to make sure that we're paying attention to the trends, paying attention to the economy, paying attention to what's going on in our world so that we can navigate. So we need to stay positive. We need to stay hopeful that things will work out. We need to stay positive. Don't when you're creating a product, what am I doing this for? It's not going to work anyway. We need to still hang there and be positive and hopeful that things will work out, even though sometimes it's very dismal. I will, you know, I'll be the first to say, sometimes I'm wondering why I'm doing this, but we got to keep pushing. We got to keep trudging on. Okay. And TPT will continue improving. And hopefully with these improvements, it helps our side of the business as sellers, because if we're happy, if we're doing well, if we're selling well, TPT will do better, and then we'll all win in the end. So that was Paul. Last part, and I told you it was going to be a lot because Paul had a lot to say. And now here's Will. School access. I've never been a part of it. I am afraid I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand what it is and how it works. So Will said open enrollment will be the same as last year, March 4th through 31st. And once you get in, you're there for a year, and schools can access your resources. And I think each time a teacher opens the resource, you get paid, if I understood it correctly. If you guys know anything about school access, please let me know down below if I have gotten that information correctly. But like I said earlier, school access, they're not right now, they're not advertising to any new schools. The schools that already signed up with the program, they're going to stay with those, not a problem. However, nobody new is going to join the program as schools. You can definitely join it on between March 4th and 31st if you want to. Note to followers, we can duplicate an existing note by clicking a copy icon. Now, that is so cool because note to followers, that's my new thing. It works. Hello, it works. It's almost like blogging or email listing rather. So you can send stuff out and you'll be able to have people open it up and see what you're selling and see what's going on with you in your store, and, you know, click through and get to your store and purchase something. With that said, you don't have to come up with original note to followers all the time, because some things are either seasonal or some things you'd want to say again. You want them to pay attention to, but you already sent one in October. You want to do it again in December, so you have to type up no. Now you can just copy it. That's so cool. So that was cool. I will definitely use that feature. Thank you, Will. Store ranks. That has been confusing for everyone, or unimportant for a lot of us, but here's what it is. Your store is now ranked. The good thing about it is that the ranking is private. You select if you want to share with others or not. You can put that in your store banner, so you're in the 97th percentile. However, it changes monthly depending on the sales that you've made, or the sales that other stores have made. So it's per month. You're compared to other stores that made sales that month. If a store, a big one or a small one, didn't make any sales, you're not being compared to them. It's only stores who sold that month. And we know how percentiles work. It indicates that we sold that much more than the other stores. And I think it's not per niche, it's just stores in general. So my January was 97th percentile. I was 2000, I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to use that as a selling tool or if it makes a difference to buyers. They just want to know that the product works, and the product and the resource that they have is a good thing. So that's where Will left off. Custom categories. Now this is tripping me out. It has new edit buttons that allows us to edit title and descriptions of categories. You can add or remove resources for categories at once. That is some hot stuff, y'all, because it takes a lot. And for me, I have a huge catalog of resources, like huge. That's why I'm concerned I'm not making as much as I should be. But anyway, I have a lot of resources, and it takes forever to change individual stuff. And I'm working by myself. I don't have any assistants. So with that said, it's convenient. It's very efficient with the new custom category changes that they have. Now, I don't change my custom categories a lot. It would have been better if it was something else, but I'll take it. You can take out resources, you can add resources, and especially in the beginning, when I started, I had no idea what I was doing. Everything was the same thing. So now it's easier. I can change them. So I appreciate that. Thanks, Will. And then we went back to Amy, I believe. She talked about the seller community. There'll be 2 important webinars coming up, guys. So pay attention, look out for these. And I don't know if it's too late to sign up, but check your emails from TPT, because you possibly can. Or go on the TPT Seller blog, and you'll be able to see if you can still register for these webinars. The first is selling to secondary. If you are a secondary teacher, tips for success for secondary sellers with the Unraveled Teacher. I have never heard anything from her, so I'm not sure how good she is, so I can't really sell that to you. However, it's March 7th at 7 p.m. I'm going to try to make that one. That one I will try to attend. Then there is Clip Art 101. I love what I work with. I use freepik.com. I have a subscription and I love it to death. But if you use regular clip art, here's a webinar for you. It's Clip Art 101, tips for finding, using, and crediting great graphics with let me get this right. Illumismart. That's the name of the store, and the young lady who owns the store, she's running that webinar, and it's March 28th at 7 p.m. TPT Forward is 2024 is in Manchester, Grand Hyatt in San Diego, California, July 9th through 11th. Those are all great things. That's where the webinar left off. I don't know if they didn't mention a virtual version of TPT Forward this year. I'm hoping they still have one, because I expected to register for the virtual. I'm not in the place that I need to, that I can travel to California right now, but so I'm hoping it's virtual as well. And what I noticed, and it makes sense because they're trying to get us to fill the seats there, the virtual versions of TPT Forward are less, you have less going on, there's less to participate in, because they want you to go to the conference, and I get it. So even if it's less, and depending on what the things are, I'll still go if it's virtual. So that's it. That was the webinar on, I don't remember the date right now, sometime in January, the first one of the year. So pay attention to your emails, register for all of them, because it's very informational. It's good to find out what's going on. And as business owners, we need to know what's going on in our arena, in how we can navigate the platform that enables us to become business owners. So it was a good thing. Even though I missed it, I was able to watch the replay and get all this information that I will use and I will keep to close to my heart and figure out how to navigate the next steps. All right, so that's it, guys. It's a very long video. I apologize for that, but it has to be done. It has to be done. Hopefully I got everything in, and hopefully it enlightened you. Love you to death. Catch you in the next video. Peace.